And hello there again. Hey, by the way, we got to hear from you. A little light tonight, people. Go to newsmaxtv.com/comments and let us know what you're thinking of the show so far. The Daily Wrap. We usually get hundreds. We're only in the low hundreds right now. So please.
That's the comment we get every time. I love the Daily Wrap. Yeah.
No, it's not.
I know.
Yeah, it's usually something about you.
It's usually something nasty about
No,
me.
it's not. It's like I love Rick's tie. He's been purple a lot lately. Anyway, Republican National Committee Chair, his name is Reince Priebus, thinks the Republican Party is in serious doo-doo if they don't secure the White House in 2016. After 7 years of a Democratic-run White House, Mr. Priebus says it's nearly impossible to accomplish a conservative agenda without controlling the White House, despite having a majority in both the House and the Senate, as the GOP does now. In an exclusive interview with the Washington Examiner, he says, and we quote, "We have become, unfortunately, a midterm party that doesn't lose and a presidential party that's had a really hard time winning. We're seeing more and more that if you don't hold the White House, it's very difficult to govern in this country, especially in Washington, D.C." Adding that, I do think that we're cooked as a party for quite a while as a party if we don't win in 2016. I do think it's going to be hard to dig out of something like that. In the end, the RNC chair didn't seem too worried, though, saying that history is on the Republican side. So now I ask you, is it really that simple? Win the White House, control the world. Unger.
Well, you know, he's right. I mean, I'm going to do something I rarely do. I'm going to be gracious to Reince Priebus. Not my favorite person, but then he wouldn't be, since my partner in radio is Michael Steele.
The former RNC
who
chair.
He kind of, well, we won't go there. But, you know, I got to give him this. If you all recall, after the last election loss, he commissioned a white paper on what Republicans needed to do to take back the White House.
Draft Donald Trump?
No, and that's the problem. Everything that white paper suggested is the precise opposite of what the leading candidates are doing.
It's
so
true.
I kind of get where he's coming from on this, and he is right. He goes in with a real problem on the numbers. The numbers today, the demographics, so favor the Democrats that it is really hard for a Republican to win, and the Republicans are not making it any easier.
It's interesting, right? You have a plan. It's the Mike Tyson rule. Everybody has a plan until they get hit. And he had a plan. We're going to shorten, we're going to have less debates. And we're going to get to a nominee faster than we did with Romney. And we're going to get a conservative in there this time.
Certain demographics out there and groups that we need.
Exactly. We're going to court Latinos and minorities more. And then Donald Trump enters, and then Mike Tyson.
Mexicans are rapists. There it goes.
But he didn't say all Mexicans are rapists. He said that rapists are coming into the country from Mexico. You're
probably not in
you're making
tune
an
with the white
absolute
paper.
statement. Well, he's
Not
going to win
in tune with the
Hispanics.
white
He keeps
paper.
telling you. Anyway, go ahead, Ben.
I think we can talk about whether or not the GOP has followed the plan that they laid out. But one thing, though, about the cooked comment in general. First, notice how he said before cooked, well, you know, first it was we need to get a majority in Congress, and then, well, we can't do anything in the majority in Congress, but when we get the White House, we'll get it. So as a conservative, you hear that and you say, this is exactly the GOP that I thought it was. They say they're going to do something, and then they never fight for the principles they actually argue that they're talking about. So when we say cooked, I would argue the brand is already cooked among the grassroots. Now, if we're talking about the country is going in a bad direction, if a Republican loses in 2016, well, yeah, I mean, that means that this president's agenda is going to be crystallized, and it's only going to get worse.
Well, let's remember, though, just picking up one thing you said, you can gerrymander your way into controlling Congress. You can't gerrymander your way into controlling the White House.
Good point. Now,
On both sides.
On both sides.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, Jonathan, in this country to win as a party 3 consecutive elections. Right, the last time it happened was Reagan to Bush, I believe, and that was off of Reagan, so that was going to be a very hard thing to lose. So at least it seems that the numbers, or at least the trends, probably mean that the Republicans will bring back the White House. But then again,
The demo trends.
the demo trends, as Rick says, is an uphill climb.
It's no secret that I'm a conservative, but I know it's
I'm stunned.
However, I do not see myself as a Republican or a Democrat, and I'll tell you why. I mean, first off, you don't put a guy in charge of the RNC who's named after part of the wash cycle when you're doing laundry. Okay,
That's rinse.
That's the first thing.
Right.
It's Reince, not rinse.
Yeah. Well, they need to flush him and get somebody who will bring a party together, right? Because the fact is, They pander.
How long have you been working on
Listen,
that one?
I just came right up. They pander to that group that we were talking about the last time I was here.
Right.
They pander to the people who support with money. They don't pander to the people who make up this country and the great middle class that we are. If they did that, and that's what the Republicans are supposed to do, that's what conservatives are supposed to do, it would be a different story, and we would be going into this election not worried about anything.
Can I offer up only one correction to that?
Sure.
They do pander to the people who make up the country. They listen to the people who have all the money.
Yeah.
Well, does it
that's
make a
probably
difference who the RNC chair is, honestly?
I think it does.
I think it does in this case.
I think it can if you find someone who agrees with the principles of the grassroots and knows tactically how to think through the long game and the short
Do
game.
you like him personally?
I think he's fine.
Okay. Very good. Boy, that was so much enthusiasm behind that analysis. Anyway, do you think the Republican Party is cooked? Let us know at newsmaxtv.com/coming. Coming up, Ben Carson edging closer and closer to Donald Trump.